Wapenzi watazamaji, karibuni sana kwenye kipindi chetu cha leo. We are so glad that you've joined us today and our program On Fire with your host Yam Tabi. And kama kawaida, I have here
Alfie kama
kawaida. And today tuyuko peke yetu.
But leo tuko na guest.
Si
tuleta guest.
Ndio hao guest wameanza.
So now this is it.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Please introduce yourself.
Wow, guys, Sammy, glad to be here. Worship director. I deal with people, I interact with people. And I'm glad to be maybe the first guest.
Yes,
you are.
Yes.
Wow,
you are.
A great pleasure. Yeah, Sante.
Karibu sana.
Yes. Tabi wewe ndio utaanza na Sami. As usual, nimerelax.
Take a back seat.
Ndio hiyo sasa.
Please, as you take a back seat, tuendelee. So, karibu sana Sami.
Asante.
Na kama kawaida tuko hapa so that we can get to know you. You tell us more about yourself.
Thank you.
Tell us about who you are, your strength, your traits. And I think you'll also tell us how your strength has helped you outside here to deal with people and to do what you're good at. Yes.
Wow, thank you. I think I've dealt with people for almost, I think, since Adam. The longest time.
Yeah, true.
Yes, and it has been a journey, a wonderful journey. Right from when I was in school, I was one of those people who would hide in the crowd. And unfortunately or fortunately, I will always be picked up. Who wants to sing? People, the class, the children will shout my name. So I was always on the limelight for singing, for drama, which my mom refused so that I can concentrate on my studies. I hope she will not watch this episode.
Now she knows.
Yes, that was primary school. Secondary school, it was always the same. I will be picked out. People will shout my name. People will volunteer me for dramas, singing in parade. I was nicknamed Fyetuka. I will be given leadership roles just like that. I think apart from prefect, because I was making a lot of noise, so nilikuwa nachoma hapo.
You're telling us you are an introvert.
Yes, I was an introvert.
Also an extrovert.
Actually, I'm picking is more of an extrovert than an introvert. Yeah, precisely.
Yes, so what will happen is that nikiwa na wengine niko na hiyo vibe ya extrovert, and I think people that I'm easily comfortable with. But when we go to a serious crowd, kama parade, ama maybe in a church setup, teacher Sunday school is there, a pastor is there, I try now to hide that extrovert personality. So now people will now pick me out because they have interacted with me in my closet. Yes, elsewhere. So when they ask for a role, they knew that I will execute. So they will volunteer my name. Yes, so I've always lived my life thinking I'm an introvert, only to be given extroverted roles in leadership. So that has been my greatest journey, and because of that, I found myself leading youths in church. We'll go to a group, like recently we were in another group called Home Builders, and they were looking for a leader. My name was volunteered, and even right now in church, what I'm doing, it is people who have been pushing me. People have been pushing me, encouraging me that we can see this gift. You are a leader. You can lead the youths. You can become a pastor. You can become this and that. So because of that, I have been forced to come out of my hideout. I'm really struggling to accept that I'm an extrovert, because deep inside I feel like I'm an introvert. But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yes.
Now, interestingly, he has not told us exactly his personality trait. Now we need to know. Now we know he's an extrovert. That one we've identified. He's in between an introvert and an extrovert. Now we need to pin him down.
And from what he's saying, what we had discussed in our previous show, that people in your surroundings can help you know who you really
who you are.
Yes.
Exactly.
So as
exactly.
he thought he was an introvert,
Yes.
people saw his strength.
Exactly.
That he's not really an
An
introvert.
introvert. He's an extrovert.
He's a good extrovert
yes.
who can
Exactly.
be out there and talk to people.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah, that is awesome. That is awesome.
Yes.
So as Alfie was saying,
yes.
tell us,
Yes. What is your personality
what is
trait?
your personality?
Wow. And thanks to this program, I think I've been one of those people who have been taking leadership roles without really sitting down to define their personality trait. So because of this program, owing to it, I happened to run a personality test, and guess what? I am an ENFJ.
The teacher.
ENFJ.
Hey, that's why you're there teaching us the
Teaching.
word of God. Eh?
Yes.
No, he's a teacher.
Extroverted, intuitive, perceiving and thinking and judging. Oh, it's thinking and judging.
Judging, yes.
I was actually thinking I'm more of perceiving, but it appears that I'm more of thinking than
More of
perceiving.
judging.
More of judging.
You're more of yes.
Judging
Than perceiving.
yes.
Yes.
And more
Wow.
of thinking than feeling.
Yes.
I'm still debating on that, but it appears that is who I am. So even in my journey in life, just as I've mentioned, I have found myself, I think, more of judging than perceiving, because I'm not patient. Mimi nikiona kitu, I want to make a conclusion and move on to the next the next thing.
Yes.
But deep inside, it's like I thought that I was perceiving, because I always, in my mind, I want to give somebody that space to explain themselves, to see possibilities and all that. But when the rubber meets the road,
Yeah, everything
I think
changes.
I'm more of judging.
So you're basically of more of judging, but you see like that might limit you in your line of work, in your
Exactly.
field.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you want to expound yourself and learn how to give room for other
Exactly,
people so
exactly.
that you know more.
Yes,
And
yeah.
you know, like we were saying, when you notice your weakness, now you start working on it.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
You start, because now you realize this is my trait, but I have this weakness.
Yes.
So now he has to change. Like now he knows he wants to be perceiving, but he's thinking. So he has to learn. He's judging. Yes. So he needs to learn how
Yes.
to change,
Yeah,
and
to
to be
work
able, so that
with
so that he can come in tandem with whatever he's doing.
Exactly.
Because again, you realize from whatever he's saying, he interacts with people a lot, a lot. So
Yes.
he needs to take a back seat on the judgment. And stop. Kidogo, arudishe nyuma kidogo.
kidogo.
Yeah, kidogo tu.
Yes,
And then a
exactly.
pause, then start perceiving. Yeah, what is going on here?
Exactly,
Yeah?
exactly. And I think in connection to that, recently I went back to school, and there's a unit I was doing that is called personal leadership development. And in that, I've really learned a lot. There was also a unit on counseling and all that, which has helped me to develop now that other side that I've always admired, or that side that I felt like was lacking maybe in my leadership and making me feel more limited. And just as you said, it is so much important for a person to discover who they are, and then they can point out their limitation, work on them, and sometimes you can even go to school like I did, and there your leadership ability and skills, they will be strengthened by the information that you inquire. Yeah, so that is really helping me out, and I think maybe in the next interview I will be more of perceiving.
Hopefully, yes. Yeah.
But don't really change yourself, because that is who you are.
Yes,
but
yes,
we
yes,
work
yes.
out to strengthen
Exactly.
what we admire,
Exactly.
so that it can help us out here
Yes.
in our field, line of work, knowing how to interact with
Exactly,
people.
exactly.
Beautiful.
So now, okay, I'll ask him basically. So what do you think about doing personality tests? Because I think that is one major challenge that is out here. People don't know who they are. Okay, I think we only know a fraction. We always like, me, I like sitting in the house, I don't interact, that's it. So we only know one part.
Yes, exactly.
But I think you having done the personality test, what
Yes.
do you think?
And also,
Yes.
before you answer, people don't like taking a journey to themselves to discover who they are. They don't like to have a sitting with themselves to know
Yes.
exactly who am I. So how was that experience for you?
Yeah, and you've said the truth. Most of us, we want to run from ourselves, run from the truth, and we want to live a lie. And I was so afraid to pick the personality test. I was really afraid, I will tell you the truth. The reason I was afraid is because, one, I thought that it was somebody's idea. After all, they will tell me what they think I am, and actually I'm not that.
Yeah.
But for somebody who is watching this, personality test. They ask questions of day-to-day things and activities that you relate with, you interact with, to see how you respond to them. So for example, most of the questions were testing, how do I respond to people? Am I empathetic? How do I respond to the needs of the people? In my leadership, how do I respond to challenges? Do I run from the challenge? Do I confront the challenge? How is my conflict resolution and such? And I found it so helpful. And the way I was answering that question, it generated a personality of who I am. And that is how I ended up knowing that I'm more of judging. I am more of an extroverted. So it is a wonderful journey. So people, please don't run from who you are. Journey, take that journey.
Take a sit down. Yes. Take a sit down.
It will help you. It is helping me right now.
Awesome.
Good.
Awesome. So we have seen how it has helped you.
Yes.
Oh, and as a leader, that journey to self, how do you put it outside there so that the people that you're leading can also do the same and get to know their strengths, so that you're able to work with their strengths and help them strengthen their weaknesses?
Wow. I think personally, from experience, I happen to be like a role model or a mentor, because you are leading people. When you are leading people, most of the time is like you are drawing a pattern for people to follow. You become like a trailblazer where you draw the line and the rest follow. So I think one of the things that I'm really striving is to ensure that I work first on myself so that people can have something they can pick from me. And just as I've seen from most of the interviews that you've done before, and you pointed so many people who had certain strengths. We had Queen Elizabeth, we had so many presidents, even Kibaki here.
Kibaki, Jomo
Kenyatta
is part of the
exactly. And most of them is because they put their abilities there to work, and right now they have become role models. So I think one of the things that I'm doing first, it is that, and then slowly by slowly letting people know who they are, because I've discovered that in this journey you cannot give people solutions are within. So the best you can do is to open their eyes to see who they are, so that they can have that energy to deal and confront their own situation. So if you're looking for somebody who will give you solution, that person has not been born and he will never will. So it is you to discover who you are, so that with those strengths, those abilities, you can come out and give the world what it is lacking. That gap, you can feel it by coming out to give back to the world.
Are you taking notes?
I'm taking notes, very serious notes. Now, actually, now what I wanted to ask him, now that he's taken the personality test, has it changed the way he's looking maybe at his colleagues, at the people around him? Has it opened your eyes in a different way?
Yeah, it has happened. That has happened. It has opened my eyes, and one of the things that it has done is to appreciate who people are. Most of the time when you don't know who the people that are surrounding you, it tends to bring conflict, because every time ni kama huyu anielewi, you are always crossing paths. But the moment you realize this is an introvert and he can never do the role of an extrovert, you appreciate that. You will not get angry, you will not be personal. It helps me even delegating responsibilities, because already I've understood the personality trait of this person. Yes, so I will not give them a role that they can not be able to execute. So it helps me to deal with people, build relationship at work. It helps me to appreciate people for who they are, and in the things that they cannot change, I let it be, because I've realized, by the way, this person is like that. But before, it will bring conflict, because I'm always like, why can't this person understand ABCD?
And I can imagine personally you dealing with the youth. In fact, I think that's the most crazy part.
With all personalities.
Because they're still trying to figure out themselves. So they're not sure who they are. And then here you are, you're trying to tell them this is now what you're supposed to do.
Exactly. You stereotype everything and you
Yes.
want people to behave in a particular way
Yes.
because that is all that you have known.
Yes.
But now that I've known even other personality traits, which I do not have, I tend now to appreciate everybody with their personalities, and it helps me to build healthy relationship with people. Yeah.
That's awesome. Awesome. I think this is getting more interesting by the day.
More interesting. And I'm like, hey, time is not on our side.
Yes.
Awesome.
We wish we could have more.
Yeah, I wish we could have more time so that we can go deeper. But it's okay. I think we'll give him a second shot.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
wow.
Yeah, we'll give him a second shot.
So I think he can give us a take home.
Yes.
What would you tell us, our individual, concerning taking a drive back to themselves, discover who they are, and how? Tell them how amazing it is. Encourage us.
I'm not sure if I will say anything new than how they have been doing in the previous shows, because actually you need to have a journey into yourself, and one of the things you need to do, I will encourage you, take the personality test. It will help you to understand how you interact with people. It will build relationship. It will help you to know maybe the reason why you think the way you think. And sometimes you might be so hard on yourself just because you have not discovered yourself. I just read something somewhere that if you let a fish, or if you allow a fish maybe to try and climb a tree, it will live all its life thinking that it's a fool. So some of us, maybe the reason we are in identity crisis, we do not know who we are, is because we have not journeyed into ourselves. Because there's nobody who can tell you who you are. I know people can assist you, your surrounding, they can assist you by giving you tips of who you are. There's nothing precious like you discovering who you are. So journey into yourself, and if need be, go back to school. Go to seminars. If you hear maybe something is happening around town in the neighborhood and it's something that interests you, something that will add value to yourself, and sometimes most of those workshops, they are for free. And if they are not for free, it doesn't harm to pay something, to sit down, take notes of people who have discovered who they are, and they're helping you to know who you are. Go to seminars, go to workshop, take a personality test, build that character, those traits, and it will help you to build healthy relationship. Remember that life revolves around people, around relationship. No man is an island. So you'll be doing yourself a great favor if you do that. It will help you to understand your colleagues. Nilikuwa nafikiria mtoto wangu ni kiherehere. Because my child is a hands-on, and it was a big issue. It took a person who understood who children are, and I think he has journeyed in that road of knowing the personality traits of children to tell me that mtoto wako sio kimbelembele, but your child is strong-willed. And just like any other parent, mtoto kiherehere, what do? You scold, you are always throwing words, and I was spoiling the personality of my kid because of not knowing who my child was. But right now we are having a good relationship. Now that I've known that he has energy, I'm buying more storybooks to keep him active. Yes, puzzles and toys that really build that personality that I saw. And it is becoming a wonderful journey when parenting my kids. So you are a parent, it will help you in parenting your children. You are a pastor, take this personality test. It will help you relate well with your congregation and with your elders and the people around you. You are a married person, it will help you. Maybe most of the conflicts that we have seen in marriages is because people cannot understand who they are. And last of all, there is a gap in this world that needs to be filled, and the only way that you can fill it is by knowing who you are, so that you can identify that gap in this world, just like we heard from those great leaders in this world. They were able to give themselves to the world because they knew who they are, and they saw the gap that was there, and they were able to fill it. We would deny or not give justice
to your members and those who follow you in church and those who you lead, what can you tell them about knowing themselves in the Lord in church?
Yeah. I think most of the members, and that included me in the past, they think that reading the Bible, maybe that is all. Bible is a catalog of stories of people and events. It's history of what happened, and it doesn't bring the best out of you by just reading the Bible. And I will give you an example. You tell me, the best accountant, or if you are working in any company and you have an accountant, will he have delivered on the basis that he's born again and just reading the Bible?
No way.
No. Yes,
way.
you'll have to go to school and all that. So it takes more than a Bible. I know I'm talking to congregants who are professors here. That professorship did not come by reading the Bible. Yes, so it is just the same thing. Even this personality traits that we are talking about, it goes beyond the Bible to somebody who can break down what you read in the Bible. For example, like the character trait of Moses. You will not understand best until you have somebody who is breaking the information down so that you can understand why did Moses make impact. Yes, otherwise if it was just reading the Bible, all of us, we would have parted the Red Sea by now. Exactly, but the reason that is not happening is because we have not understand who they are. So we need somebody to break it down.
To break down the personalities of these.
As you read the Bible, as you listen to the sermon, journey into yourself, interact with information, go beyond sitting down, go to workshop, seminars, and strengthen your personality. And now come back to the same church, you will make impact.
Wow. That was intense.
Awesome. That is just awesome.
That one we are not diluting as it is. It is served hot as it is.
So obvious. You've heard for yourselves. Take it as it is.
Yes. Hiyo hakuna kuongeza. Vile ilivyo.
We meet next time.
Yes.
With more guests.
More guests.
Yeah.
And make sure you're subscribing.
Yeah.
Make sure you're subscribing. And I'm waiting for those comments. Still.
Pale subscribe pale.
Hapo.
Hiyo ni kengele.
Kengele hapo.
Put a like.
Yes.
Asanteni sana.
Thank you.
Thank you.